Hello and thank you for joining us out there. Night Guy here. Wanted to do a quick upload review video on a new piece that I picked up. This is the new Madni Trader. This is I would say an arming sword. What do you think? What would you classify this as? Let's say there. Let me drop my little mitten here so I can show you a little better. I would say this is there. I'm going to grab that very gingerly. This is a very sharp blade. This is their version of an arming sword. Alright. I have recently picked up one new Madni Trader before. It was my Oofbert, and to date, that is just about one of the sharpest blades that I've received. We did a pretty good torture test and cutting test. Check that out. I uploaded a video on that one on the Oofbert, Viking reproduction. The only thing with it, as opposed to this one, is most Viking reproduction swords, or reproductions of swords from that time period, typically make the handle just a little bit too long. Not a big complaint for what I'm doing, but if you're a big history buff, reenactment wise, that may be something that bothers you. Anyhow, this particular piece I picked up, hoping it would be as good as the Oofbert. I did a video on that one. Tiger Ninja missed a thrust, aligning it correctly, and didn't realize how deep he would thrust, which is really good that it went deeper than intended. But anyhow, the bottle slipped off of the stone and the blade cut into some cinder block, and the blade was just fine. No, scuffs, no rolls or dents, on that blade. So I'm hoping this one performs just as well. Like I said, these are so far, this is the second one I got from him. These are some of the sharpest blades that I have. I don't know if you can hear that. Let me try to get it nice and quiet. I have that leather making a lot of noise. Let me try on this hand. Nah, too much noise with the AC. But this thing makes a really good cutting sound when you swing it. Another thing that I was very impressed by the Oofbert, and now this one, things that I'm impressed by. I really like the polish job on this, if you can see that up nice and close. This one's just wrapped out of the plastic, so it has a bunch of oil marks from the plastic wrap. I tried wiping some of it off, and I didn't have much luck, so I'm going to take some more time and oil it a little bit better. I have even some little red hairs here from the rag that I was using to try and, do some good wiping on this to clean it up before today, but it definitely cut into the rag. So this thing is very sharp. Be very careful with these if you get one from them. One of the things that I was going to mention that I really like about these is they are super, super light. I've gotten a lot of reproduction broadswords. On this channel, we like to try a lot of the less expensive options. I know you could get some really good ones, that are very well balanced and not too heavy. But, for some of the higher end ones, I don't particularly have the money. Yes, I could save up over time and just get one. But I wanted to try something different with the channel, giving, the underdogs a shout out, giving them a try. Anyways, new Madni Trader, once again, is the one that made this. This blade sits at about 29 inches on length. One of the things that I like about this one in particular, I'm a big fan of swords from this time period. I don't know if the pommel's too big, but I like the forward swept guard. I really appreciate that it is pretty much, for me, pretty much as close as I think I'm going to get to a single-handed sword. My hand is pretty big, and, I sit right there almost like a single-handed sword. I like these because these are very nice to wear. Let me get the sheath there. So far, the two that I've gotten came with a simple leather sheath. Not going to complain about that too much. I just hope they don't cut it up too bad, because these blades are once again incredibly sharp. But what I like about arming swords in general, not two-handed long sword length, is they're pretty easy to use. Just wearing around if you need to. You have to do other things. The sword doesn't really get in the way. Recently, I've been getting more into shield and sword combat. So let's say I was to pick up, a single-handed center grip shield. This is a nice one to really operate around. Not that I'm doing any sort of real shield and sword battles with anyone, especially not using any bladed weapons. When you see us train, it's all blunted, safety equipment that we modify for extra safety. But back to the point of, exactly why we're doing this. Let me get my mitten back on there. For the knowledge, this would be a great sword to use with the shield, I think. I like this big, robust, thick blade. It's a real choppy sword. Definitely has a heavy forward swing on it. I would imagine swords from that time period generally would. I can kind of get my hand on the pommel and, do some maneuvers if I really, try to. But I would generally want to keep this as a single-handed sword. Honestly, once again, new Madni Trader. I spoke with the guy that made him. He was very helpful. He does good deals if you get multiple. I have some more coming in since I tried to get them in bulk and get a good deal. I got these, I want to say $65 a piece, for these swords, plus the shipping, of course. And didn't take too long to get in. Let's show you real quick the handle there. It's just a general, see if you can see that up close. Simple wheel pommel with, just a leather wrapped handle. Pretty thin, pretty flat, so not the most comfortable. You're pretty much your standard, inexpensive broadsword. That's what I like about it. I like that it's really basic, nothing fancy. That's what we're kind of about on this channel, I don't want to invest in any of the more expensive, higher-end swords yet, just because I'm still in the process where, honestly, I'm going to do some, torture testing and may beat them up. We're not going to do anything too expensive yet. But if you're looking for a good, sharp cutter, solid sword, not too heavy, this one is a really nice piece, So go ahead and check out new Madni Trader if you get the chance. Very nice sword. Thank you for joining us.